Now to get into this topic, I want to bring up geochronology.
Okay.
Which is the science of determining the age of the Earth. There are over 80 clocks, I want to say, we can examine to get the idea of how long the Earth has existed. These clocks are actual processes that keep ticking away through centuries, all of them based on the obvious reality that natural processes occurring steadily through time and produce cumulative and maximum upper limits for the time these processes could have continued. Almost all of them point to a rather young Earth. The only least accurate and highly speculative few are misleadingly used to support billions of years. Those few are vigorously publicized to persuade the uniform public, and there is no reasonable alternative to evolutionary gradualism.
Huh? So 80 clocks, and the few inaccurate ones are the ones that are being pushed, but you didn't mention any accurate or inaccurate ones? Okay, so we'll just take this at face value, I guess. There's 80 clocks, and 2 of them are wrong, and those are the ones we use. Okay.
Yes, there is a conspiracy going on.
Oh my god, conspiracies. Hold on, let me go get my tinfoil hat, because apparently it's a conspiracy now, so... There we go, this should definitely keep me safe from the government control beams.
Stein did it in his new movie Expelled. He's right.
Ben Stein.
A lot of university teachers who actually came to the conclusion in theses or papers who hinted at intelligent design got fired. They basically were told, you either leave or we don't support your funding, and that's how university teachers get paid, is funding through papers they write, through books. Basically, they leave or nothing gets published and they don't get paid. So, I mean, they can't outright fire them for believing in God. Not even that, I'm not going to say they believed in God, it's more they put out that intelligent design is a possibility. Because come on now, the leading things are aliens planted it here, it wrote on the backs of crystals, what else?
What is this it?
Darwin's theory is, our book is called The Origin of Species, yet there's no description of the origin. It's just the way things progressed.
Yeah, and intelligent design is called intelligent, and there's hardly any intelligence behind most of their arguments. So, by that merit, there we go. Both cases are moot. Yay.
His theory. Well, I'm gonna introduce you to one of the many clocks. The first one being, and the one I feel most comfortable arguing with, is comets. I am going to read a passage because it was more of my ideas I had to type down and basically get everything in order. But I've gone over this quite a few times. So, I'm going to begin reading. Comets. When we observe comets, we are witnessing a very active example of cosmic deterioration. With each elliptical circuit around the sun, every comet is a step closer to its own death. Excuse me.
As with the orbits and the sun shining, those are also all examples of cosmic deterioration. And?
A comet returns to the realm of Earth's orbit from its distant voyage to the neighborhood of the outer planets. A portion of its icy mass is literally blown away into space by the powerful solar wind coming from the sun. On every orbit, as the comet passes near the sun, some more of the comet's matter is blasted from its surface, causing a spectacular tail that reflects sunlight and dissipates millions of miles into space. Keep in mind that the tail of the comet is blown away from the sun and is not necessarily trailing the path of the comet. Knowing this, isn't it apparent that all the comets in our solar system will eventually disintegrate completely? How long would that take? Measuring observable comet disintegration, scientists realized that all short-period comets with less than 200-year orbit would be gone in as little as 10,000 years. There are several hundred known comets in our solar system. However, seeing comets in modern time is rare when compared to the many seen in the lifetime of the average person living in Roman times. It seems like the comets are indeed wearing out pretty fast. Okay, so because many astronomers are not willing to admit the possibility that this process might indicate that comets as well as the solar system itself originated only a few thousand years ago, they are forced to dodge this issue by devising another theory, of course. So they suppose there must be a huge nest of comets far in the outer reaches of the solar system, and every once in a while some cosmic disturbance supposedly kicks some of these comets out of the nest. The cosmic nest is the Oort cloud.
The Oort cloud is a cosmic comet nest. I kind of get where you're going, but I mean, how this disproves evolution, which is partially related, but not as closely as you're trying to make it out to be. Well, that's beyond me. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how a comet disintegrating or comets coming from a nest of... Oh, I don't even know how to fucking address that. Anyways.
We've never seen it. It's supposedly so far from the sun, it's like a light year or so away from the sun, past Pluto, that it's not visible. We can't like go out there and check it out. So doesn't that take faith to believe in it? I mean, come on, man.
Have you ever heard of satellites?
Like, duh.
Satellites are our eyes in space.
Technically prove that the Earth is young. This just goes back over what I just said. Oh yeah. Comets might be the result of a violent planetary explosion in the last few thousand years. They are dying, but no new ones are appearing. However, such information as comet nest must be invoked if one feels constrained to avoid the glaring, obvious conclusion that comets just haven't been here that long. This is...
Which comets? I mean, this kind of sounds like you're saying all comets in all of the entirety of existence were created at the same time.
Debate upon. Or not debate upon, but contradiction upon. I just don't see it. If you do, then please point it out. So yeah, by the way, my next vid is going to cover 5 more clocks. Just some wham, bam, thank you ma'am. Just some wham, bam, thank you ma'am. Just some wham, bam, thank you ma'am.